Hi guys, we often talk about coming out of our comfort zones and growing and expanding and embracing and healing and all of these things that you're seeing every probably single day in Instagram posts and Facebook and social media. And it's all well and good to say heal from your trauma, grow out of your comfort zone. I'm guilty of saying that and giving that advice too. But sometimes it's very difficult to do because we feel like we're stuck. We feel like we don't know how to break bad habits. We don't know how to say no to people. We struggle with respecting our boundaries. We struggle with creating our boundaries, and the lists are endless. So I wanted to do a post around actually seeking support and seeking help and speaking to someone. As a psychologist, I get approached a lot from people who are very interested in coaching and growing. And a question that I often ask them when they're not sure about it is, what's at stake for you if you don't do that? So what will you not get? What would you not gain by speaking to a coach or seeing someone for support? And I think it's a really important question to ask yourself as you go into 2020. Now, I remember a time where people were quite private about speaking to someone, and they didn't want others to know that they were seeing a coach, seeing a psychologist or a therapist. They felt a little bit of like there was a stigma attached to it or some shame. Actually, the good news is that people are becoming a lot more open about sharing the fact that they have a coach, and actually it's something that they pride. As we go into 2020, we're in January, we're not even done with the first week yet. If you feel like there's a lack of clarity in your life, if you feel like you struggle with certain things like breaking old habits, changing, adjusting yourself to flex to the needs of what is required from a situation, then I think that you should really look into a coach or a therapist or speaking to someone that you can trust. Often we have self-limiting beliefs that hold us back. We have an internal narrative, so our thoughts have this constant jabber in our minds that sometimes don't really work for us. And by investing in speaking to someone or investing in that journey of growth and development, then what you do is you can see the wood from the trees. You start to recognize and establish, what are those patterns of negative thoughts? What are those bad habits that I keep on doing? Why is it that I procrastinate like this? Why is it that I'm constantly reacting to this kind of person quite negatively? How am I missing opportunities that are so close to me that I can't seem to embrace? Now, this is not an advert for you to reach out and ask for coaching for me. This is a plea from me to you to invest in yourself, whoever it might be with. You need to find someone who's not going to judge you for a start. Someone who's very good at listening, someone who makes you feel heard, can help you heal. Someone who doesn't interrupt you when you're sharing your story. There's a lot of growth in that for you. There's a lot of progress actually, being able to share the things that really get in your way, the things that grate you. We all need someone to see, hear and recognize us. And when we have that recognition and when we feel heard, we're able to really see ourselves. And when we see ourselves, we are able to then make some adjustments around what may not be working for us and what may be working for us. So in other words, what is serving us and what isn't really serving us. And we have a choice. So it's very, very easy to point the finger at others and say, well, they're like that and they're like this and they did that to me and that's why I'm like this and that's why I can't progress. But the harsh reality is, and actually it's a gift at the same time, is that we can't change other people. We can't control other people. We can influence them for sure. We can have an impact, but fundamentally any sustainable change that we want to have has to start with us and end with us. And I've found through my own development, my own growth, that actually when you realize that there's real power in that, then there's a lot at stake if you don't invest in your own growth and your own development. And it's really worth doing. It's really worth taking the time out to find someone that you trust. To, you know, if you have access to the Samaritans, or if you have access to a helpline, that provides a confidential space for you to share. It doesn't even need to cost any money. I would say the wisdom does exist within you to sort out your challenges and find the answers. And sometimes you need some support to help you navigate to that door of awareness so that you can find the answers that you need to find. If you have any questions and want to know more about what speaking to a psychologist entails, what speaking to a counselor entails, or a therapist, then please feel free to reach out. I think it's really important, if you're going to go down that journey, that you have some chemistry sessions. So a good coach and a good psychologist will always talk to you in the first instance for free, and also be very clear about what you want to get out of that. So what would you want to achieve? I hear from a lot of people who are very frustrated by the psychologist that they're seeing or the therapist that they're speaking to come out feeling like they haven't really gotten a lot from it. I must say one thing though, as a psychologist, is there is a huge expectation that someone's going to have a magic wand to take away these challenges, or to help you change in the way that you need to change. Fundamentally, the work's got to come from you. But if you have an appetite, a desire, a hunger, and a willingness to want to change and grow, then finding the right person for you, where you have a match, where you feel like will absolutely help you grow. So give it a go, look into it, and like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know how you get on. Good luck.